Hello, my name is Ernesto Balderas, Interim Executive Director for Utah Cultural Alliance. For this legislative update for week 5, I don't have too many items, but there were some significant items that I think you should be apprised of, if not aware of. So let's get started. The first thing was HB 29, Sensitive Material Review Amendments. If you know, throughout this session, I have been monitoring this bill very closely, especially with Utah Libraries Association's assistance, and we were able to speak with Senator Weiler once again. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's going to be any consideration for changing anything within the first substitute, which did allow for local education agencies to place an agenda item to consider whether to remove or keep books that meet the threshold established in subsection 7. So unfortunately, I think that bill will continue to go through as planned. We have already seen that the bill itself has already been returned back to the Senate from the House, so I will keep you updated on where it goes from here. SJR 14, Senate Joint Resolution 14, Joint Resolution honoring the 125th anniversary of the Utah Division of Arts and Museums, was read on Tuesday, and it was a wonderful small ceremony that we were able to attend with our many partners. I myself was in attendance along with some of our board members and advocacy partners, just recognizing the significant role that Utah Division of Arts and Museums has had on this state and allows us to continue to have a prosperous arts and cultural industry. HB 335, the state grant process amendments, that one also was heard in committee, and there were some substituted language that was introduced and passed. And this specifically allowed for the exemption of certain grants that were already established in statute are no longer applied to under this grant. So that kind of does away with the concerns with the Department of Cultural and Community Engagement, but there are still some concerns about how it can affect other aspects of their grant processes. So we are mainly looking to continue those behind closed doors negotiations on extending the effective date of the bill. So I will keep you apprised of that and see how it ends up playing out. SB 245, County Sales and Use Tax Amendments. This was a new bill that was introduced on Friday of last week and is now headed to the Senate Revenue and Taxation Committee, and it specifically tackles the redistribution formula and allocation for Zoo Arts and Parks tax in Salt Lake County. We're already in conversations with Salt Lake County Arts and Culture, numerous partners, and other lobbyists that represent these various entities, so I'll make sure to keep you apprised. Right now, they have just told me to wait and to see what kind of negotiations are going to happen behind closed doors between Salt Lake County and the bill sponsor before we start taking any action. So of course, I will keep you updated, but that is the current status of the bill. And then, of course, HB 78. There was a committee hearing on Monday, February 12th. This is the Motion Picture Incentive Amendments, and this specifically repeals the sunset date for the rural film economic incentives and also allows for a certain allocation toward the rural film economic incentive. Now that we have gotten revised budget numbers toward the end of this week, we will see a little bit more about what we can expect on what types of funds are going to be allocated toward this program, and we'll see if it does indeed get funded the full $12 million or not. Again, what we're watching for this week, just moving on in week 6, is the Executive Appropriations Committee is continuing to deliberate on final appropriations and will be releasing their final list on Friday of this week. So be on the lookout for that Friday, February 23rd. And we'll see exactly what is included in there, including hopefully some cultural asks like the $6 million one time for UANM's general operating support grants, $234,000 for POPs, $237,000 for IC, and $3 million for the BTS ALP program, along with other several arts and cultural related requests and funding items. We'll also be watching HB 78 as it is now in the second reading calendar for the Senate, and we'll see how it progresses through the Senate. SB 245, like I said, we're in talks with Salt Lake County and with numerous partners and other lobbyists who are already on top of this. So we'll keep you apprised of how this could potentially affect Tier 1 or Tier 2 funding or any other aspects of the Salt Lake County ZAP program. As of course, as a general reminder, you can also see the status of all the other bills that we are monitoring, things that we are opposed to, things that we are strongly in support of, and things that we are monitoring or neutral on. You can see all of this on UCA's website. Of course, you can always contact me at ernesto@utculture.org or at 714-876-7125. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.